This is the PL-89 gematriatic quantum multidimensional thought calendar. It's a multidimensional quantum thought calendar. It's really a quantum thought calendar. It happens to traverse many dimensions, or at least the idea of that. And it's gematriatic means that's the method by which it traverses all of these various dimensions and makes all these connections. What is the method? The method is gematria on a calendar level, which makes us have to acknowledge both calendar dates, the English and Hebrew. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, and it is the third day of the week. In Hebrew, it's Yom Shlishi, third day of the week, the 12th day of Kislev, 5786. Torah portion of the week is Vayishlach. The Daf Yomi is Avachim 79. Now, what's very fascinating about today is that it is the yahrzeit, in the anniversary of the passing of a saintly, righteous rabbi, saintly, scholar who lived in Europe in Average, and he came to Israel in the last days of his life, Tzfat, and it's like the 1800s. And so, like 1840, around that time. So that's when he passed away, I think. So anyway, this 12th day of Kislev is he wrote his work was called the Bat Ayin. He was referred to as the Bat Ayin. That means daughter of the eye. And it's commentary on Torah, I believe. I haven't learned it, but I was told that he knew the secrets of the deep mystical secrets of the Torah. And so today is his yahrzeit. And on the calendar, on 12 Kislev would be box 37. So the idea would be is that what about today is 37? Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. But the coordinates are B6 on the PL-89 calendar. And so if you can't think of anything about, it might come to me later on, because there's different methods for calculating. It's 37, but then you're adding 40 always. It's based on 40. Because 40 is the numerical value of Redeemer. Goel in Hebrew equals 40. In regular Hebrew gematria. So 37 plus 40 is 77. Okay. Okay. You could say that we're near the 77th page of Zvachim. I mean, it's really the 78th page, but I mean, it's close enough. I mean, because 79 is the 78th page. You could say that. It's close enough. Close, but no cigar. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's the only thing I can think of. 77 is a bunch of stuff. Anyway, nothing that's coming to me right now, but let's look at the Gregorian calendar. December 2nd. December 2nd always has to be right here, or the second of any month in this dispensation, which means December 2nd, it will be March 2nd, it will be June 2nd, September 2nd. Any one of those ones, or conversely, Kislev, 2 Kislev, 2 Adar, 2 Sivan, or 2 El. It's always going to be a box 32. So now you do 32, you had 40, 72. 72 for sure is connected to today. 72 is amazingly connected to today. So if you don't find it on the sun, you find it with the moon. If you don't find it with the moon, you find it with the sun. It's based on a verse in Psalms chapter 72, speaking of all things. Psalm 72, it says, Im Shemesh Vilifnei Reach, Dor Dorim, with the sun and before the moon. And that's what this is based on, the sun and the moon. So it's the lunar and solar calendar. It's also Julian, it's also Daf Yomi, but that's for a different time, calendar. And I even included the Islamic calendar. I might go back to it, but I need to see where it's actually fitting in conceptually. But 32 is 72 because of the rule of 40, and 72 is the 72nd day of the year. In many years, not this year, but last year it was, in a full year, in a Malay year. Malay on the calendar means when Cheshvan can either have 29 days or it can have 30 days. But this year it was Chaser. So today is the 71st day of the year. So it's not, actually right now it's the 72nd as I'm speaking, because the night goes by the Jewish goes by the night. So right now, as I'm saying, it's the 72nd. So that really works out well. But this year, the 12th of Kislev, in many years, would be the 72nd day of the year. Because look, you have Tishrei, always 30 days. That never varies. Tishrei is 30. Cheshvan, it could have 30 or 29. So this year, it happened to have 29. But if it has 30, so it's 60 days. And 12 plus 12 is 72. 30, 30, and 12 is 72. So usually, like last year, it was a Malay. And last year, the 12th of Kislev was the 72nd day of the year, which brings us to the 72 names, which this calendar is also, if you're familiar with a little bit more esoteric study of Judaism, there's something called the 72 names. They call it the 72 names of God. It's been called Shem HaMeforash. Shem HaMeforash. I know that the Tetragrammaton has been called that as well. But for some reason, some people call that the Shem HaMeforash also. I don't know why, but I've been studying it. Probably should know why, but you can find the sources for it in the Talmud, but it's also in the more arcane, the more esoteric, the more mystical texts. But you can find it in the Talmud in I think it's in Tractate Sukkah 45a, and the Rashi brings it down when it talks about Anivaho Hashiana, and it talks about the names that are extrapolated from 3 verses of Vayisa, Vayavo, I think Vayet. I think it's those 3. Vayisa, Vayavo, Vayet. Those are 3 verses, and each verse has, guess how many letters? Yep, you got it. 72 letters. Each verse, 3 verses in a row, has 72 letters, which is really interesting in its own right. Those 3 verses in Exodus chapter 14, 19, 20, and 21, and the first letters of each are formed like an acrostic, although the second verse is read in reverse. That's the main one, although I do both. Some people have the opposite. They not the opposite. They do the all chesed. It's all forward. But I think that the most understood one, the classical one, is where the middle verse is read in reverse, and the first and last are forward, and the middle one is in reverse. And you take the first letters of each, as they're lined up, and then you get the 72 letter name. Well, guess what? This is, since it's 8 columns times 9, but it's really times 10, but it's 8 times 9 happens to be 72. You can fit the 72 letter name. I'm covering this up because look at this. Alright, like that. This, like that, is the chart of the 72 letter name. How's that? I did not think that when I made this thing, I didn't even know about the 72 letter name. I didn't even, I may have heard about it, but it was lasting on my mind. Okay? Lasting in my mind. But this table can form the 72 letter name, and you can place them right here. Vav He Vav, Yud Lamed Yud, etc. And I have been doing that, except with the Hebrew you read from right to left, in English you read left to right, and the numbers are going left to right. So 72 definitely came up today, big time. Just a few side points. Bitcoin is Gematria 72 in English Gematria. 72. Chesed. Ab is a certain filling of the 4-letter name of God. I think that's all for today.